everybody. I hope you're all having a fantastic night. We're going to play some Mega Man 7. Yo, I got so hot, and I got some game over hell going on. Since I'm in the seat right now and both of you are here, I'm just going to plug you both. Go check out Soha's Twitch channel and also his YouTube channel. You can find it at the name. That's part of that. And also go check out Game Over Hell's YouTube channel. I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is still your most recent episode over there on YouTube. But everyone should go over there and check it out. Of course, we are the Retro Hangover Podcast. We also have a YouTube channel. So, yeah, you can go to our YouTube and sign up there. Because, I mean, probably if you're watching this, for the most part, most of you, because it's a low amount of people going on right now, you're already there. But go check out our podcast. This podcast episode should be up there. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And thank you for joining the stream. Tonight, gotta clear my throat. Tonight, I'm going to play some Mega Man 7. I was going to play some shmups, but then I figured we have a Mega Man episode, and I don't want to play Mega Man Legends. I already played enough of that. I want to play some Mega Man 7. I don't think Mega Man 7 gets enough love. I never think it does. So I think it's time for some Mega Man 7. I think it's time we do that. And I think it's time I stop talking and boot this up. I hope it works. Let me know what the volume is. It was really low before. So maybe this is appropriate. Dr. Willie. He's been working out. Also, it seems to be okay. Good. Uh-oh. Since you mentioned shooters, which should segue into TurboGrafx 16? Good point. I know you don't use NSO much, but they added a TurboGrafx 16 online. What 5 games would you have picked for it to launch with? Blazing Lasers. I would say Bonk's Revenge, but I mean that's what it should launch with, is Bonk's Revenge. But it would be Bonk's Adventure. But I'll say Bonk's Revenge. Great question. Great overhill. Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's going on, Keaton? Nice to see you here. So definitely Blazing Lasers. Bonk's Revenge. Golden Axe. Bomberman 94. 93. Whatever the last one we got here in the States was. There's a lot. I'd have to really... Huh. What would be the 5th one? There's quite a few. Just got finished Risen. What's going on there, Randall? What's going on there, Van Fernal? So good to see you both here. I'll have to give me a minute on the 5th one. Let's roll. I just know this is like really small. I don't know what's going on here. It's his sister in this game, by the way. See if I can just do this manually. Stretch it out. Makes it look a lot better. Oh, now it's like super big. Alabama or regular sister? Well, if you go by Mega Man Legends. I'd say the fifth one would be East 1 and 2, by the way. I know it's technically cheating because it's a Turbo CD game, but I say East 1 and 2. Because everyone includes Turbo CD games anyway, so East. There you go. Alright, making sure that's good. That looks good. Okay, cool. Hey, oh yeah, that's Wolfman. What's going on, Tony? Glad to have you here. By the way, Orden Wells there, Randall, was on our most recent episode. He's on our Mega Man Legends episode that just came out today. Soldier Blade would work really well, but if that's going to be the first 5, you gotta. I would rather have Blazing Lasers. I don't want to say Rondo of Blood because that's, like, it's been on everywhere. That's the easy go-to. And you gotta have Bomberman. Devil's Crush would be an interesting one, but I don't think that'd be the best to lure people in to be like, oh yeah, this is the power of the TurboGrafx 16, because there have been so many good homages done. King Slime, wrong slime. Probably shouldn't be playing this with the Neo Geo controller. It's made for fighting games, not Mega Man. Of course it would show up. It's just why you don't need it to anymore. Ah. Cheap bitch. Come on. And Van Fertile, I know you're in here. I'm not doing a Buster-only run. I know that's what you do. That's not what I do. But you can already see I'm getting my ass kicked by this Tomahawk Man. Oh, that's an actual one. Mohawk Man? I don't know. Are you sure? I'm sure. It's in the middle of listening to the Legends episode. I saw you're enjoying it. Damn it! There you go. I hit you. I'm bass and he's treble. Hello, you absolute Mega Man legends. Good. Ah, that's good. See, you're far more creative than I am. I don't try to be that creative. Just because I'm not. Let's go, treble. You're all creative people. Thank you. So are you. I mean, you're far more creative than I am. I don't care about passwords. I have save states. Burst Man. I'm Grenade Man! Oh, wait. Wrong game. Mega Man 8 would have been another fun one to play. I love Mega Man 8. For some reason, people hate that one. It's weird. Napalm Man's baby brother. Except not Nam. Better than the scraped Bukakai man? Oh, scrapped. Mega Man didn't want to steal his powers. You don't know the source of his powers. It's just noodles. Ah! Okay, how did I get hit there? That's bullshit. Probably because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Alright. Right, lock it in. Harder, easier than X? I think it's... I wouldn't call it hard. I think X is a really easy game. But that's also because, like, I've played it a ton. So... I have not played this game nearly as much. I also have a little bit of input lag that I will complain about, because why not? I never make it the final level in X. Hold on. I can make it to the final level in X, but anything after it is... yeah, I can get that. Need to pay attention. Ah! I didn't pay attention! I need to stop paying attention to the chat. Distracting me. Blame all of you. I'll pay attention to you when I'm in between stuff. Exactly so, Hot. It's all your fault. At least my failures aren't on the internet for your friends to see. True. I mean, they are, except no one sees them. Just joking. A few people do. If you hold B. Oh, I'm aware. I don't know if I want to. Shade Man's music kind of slaps. It is an Easter egg. Goodbye. Yo, why am I up so high? Ah. Alright. Am I at 0 lives? Am I gonna have to save scum this? Like the... God damn it. I am at 0 lives, but I have an E-tank. Health drop would be nice at some point. I'm gonna have to change this controller. God bless it! Ah! Yeah, I know, right? Actually, since Mega Man 2. That's how long Mega Man's floated. Have you forgot Bubble Man's stage, like, entirely? Come on, man. I guess it's, well, he doesn't float. He's just very light. Must be really light metal. Well, you don't know what kind of material it is. Elements are different. Some metal floats in certain liquids. Ah! I just enjoyed Mega Man games. Pretty sure no metal floats in water. Maybe it's not water. Alright, my dog needs to get out. I'm going to do this level again. It's all because I died some stupid deaths in the beginning. 1 second. Hold on. It's not Teutonian fluid. What's going on, Tom the superhero? Nice that you're here. 1 second. Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to know why you don't. I mean, I'm not saying you can't or you have to enjoy them. I know plenty of people who do not like Mega Man games. And it's perfectly acceptable not to like a Mega Man game. I'm not here protesting. Got another E-Tank, so at least there's that. Slid a little too early there. Ah, I missed the bolt. I'm absolutely retro gamer from 1989. I just never played them as a kid. I think they passed me by. Yeah, 89 is... I mean, did you start playing in 89 or were you born in 89? Because if you're born in 89, I can definitely understand if you weren't playing them. Because X came out in 94. Even then, it kind of had a reputation as a more hardcore kind of game. So, like, that may not have been it. Born, yeah. So, I mean, you were 5 when I think, like, the best 2D Mega Man game came out. So it probably didn't appeal. Yeah, I can understand that, yeah. Xenoblade, I would say, I mean, I think so. If it's more than a decade old, like, say, I think a lot of people get wrapped up in that. Oh, it's not retro. It's like, it was on the Wii or on the Wii U. Like, this is my thoughts on it. Like, you can consider retro to be whatever you want it to be, right? It's all subjective at the end of the day. I really want to like them, but just can't. That's a whole conversation there. Games I want to like, but just can't. That sounds like a good flight topic for our patrons to nominate. But yeah, like, you have to think to yourself, if you have to say the word a decade, like, that's decade, entire year. Like, we usually measure major events by decades. And for people to say, well, it's not that old. No, it's that old, dude. It's okay. Like I said, it's all subjective. I mean, that's not the first time I've heard that either, Van Fernal. Mostly because, like, some people say the separation is once like the once home consoles could start doing what the arcades could do, like, then, like, that's the separation of retro. Yo, that was really fucking close. Like, the other thing is, I don't think, you know, some people just don't want to say it's retro because when you say that, it makes you feel older than you probably feel like you are, and I can understand that. And the reason I always say 10 years is because, like, I remember, like, back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, and that's when I, like, was getting into Castlevania, because Castlevania Symphony of the Night was this game that I absolutely loved. It kind of had this big impact on my life, and then I started getting, like, the original Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3, Castlevania 4, you know? And so at school, like, I consider myself a nerd. I was kind of a social outcast, as I think many of us were. I kind of more did it to myself than anything. But, again, I think most of us did. But, like, if people asked me what I was playing, and I said, oh, I just got Castlevania, I've been playing Castlevania for the Nintendo. And this is in 2000, 2001. And people said, oh, you're playing those old games. Like, sure, they were 15 years old. People thought they were, like, ancient. Even said Super Nintendo games, and people were like, that's old. So it's kind of, oh, it's far more acceptable. Far, far, far more acceptable. No question. But that's how I kind of look at it. Like, back then, if you played Nintendo or Super Nintendo in the early 2000s, you were playing old games. And so now, like, if I say, oh, I'm playing a game from, if I'm say, like, I'm playing a game from, like, 2014, and people are like, oh, that's not retro. Like, that's 10 years ago, bro. Like, I know that's hard to wrap your mind around. I mean, I'm not talking to any specificals, like, the royal you. So, Van Fernal, I'm not talking to you, because you gave the example of what you thought retro was. But, like, that 10 years is a long time, man. It's child of the 80s, we had it rough being a geek back then? Yeah. It was definitely a different time, man. I did not know the slide was going to go that long. January 2014. Metal Gear Rising. Yeah, we did an episode on Metal Gear Rising. Remember? Won our patron poll. I mean, 10 years is only Dead Rising 3. Yeah, that's 10 years, man. And kind of a preview, since you're all watching this, our next episode, like mainline episode, not Flight, is going to be on Shovel Knight. And then we're going to have an episode later this year on Batman Arkham Asylum. I know a lot of people are going to be like, that's not retro. Dude, that was 10 years ago. Batman Arkham Asylum was 15 years ago. Oh, there's something. Oh, there is something that way. Top 100 of all time. We might need to split that up. If you listen to how long it takes us to get through 5. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. That might be, I mean, we have our 10th anniversary coming up next year. That might not be a bad idea. Oh, wow. Well, at least I got the U. Just put the flight on a hiatus for a few weeks and just do our top 100 games of all time. That could work. Got the idea from the Blank Man. Oh yeah, Adam Blank from Remember the Game. I am a fan. He's a great dude, great podcast, great community. I know we have quite a few followers from over there, so always good to hear when we get some people over, over here from there. So yeah, go check out, because since you're bringing it up here, go check out Remember the Game. I'm listening to Adam Blank and Remember the Game for a while. I'm a big fan of The Rambling Idiot, which is on Patreon. I listen to that every week religiously. I love listening to that dude talk. I'm thinking about doing that myself. I have reasons why I probably wouldn't get into it, but what are we doing here? Oh, it's Proto Man. Yes, it has. Try using the flame weapons in the woods. I would love Proto Man. Yes, I agree. I like his Japanese name more, which is Blues. But hey, can't win them all. Yeah, this is like transitioning to up. Yeah, this controller might not be the best for this. This is definitely a fighting game. There it is. Proto Man was totally based on Racer X. Well, I mean, Mega Man is based off Astro Boy and Casshern, so. Oh shit, it's a Shane sighting. How you doing, Wild Shane? It's nice to see you. Chris isn't in our Discord, so I can't talk. I definitely went to our Discord. I'm gonna have to check this out. It's like his fault, obviously. Where Discord am I in? Did Discord shut down? I'm in the host booth.
Well, you are now.
Why is Discord doing this? All I did is open it up. Discord is like, I don't know what Discord is doing. It's like has a mind of its own recently. How are you doing, Shane?
Oh, doing all right. Would have been here like on time, but parenting.
Oh, awesome. We all like parenting.
Good times.
Yep.
Good times.
Man. So I've been playing some
I'm
Mega Man.
Ron Burgundy. I see that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were gonna fire up some legends.
No, I think I'm done with that game. And if you listen to the show today, you might know why. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying I'm done with it. I need to figure out what's going on in my Discord, though. Because it seems like, if I put it on in the background, it just closes. So I don't know why it's doing that. Might you have any inklings?
No, I don't know if I've ever heard of that happening. Which is always, you know, what you want to hear with a technical problem when someone's just like, yeah, I don't know, I've never heard that before. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I'm glad I'm the first.
Easy, I'm hacking your computer.
Oh man, he's hacking the Gibson.
Maybe it, like, updated, did a stealth update. So, Tom the superhero made a good suggestion. I don't know if you're in here for that. That we do a top 100 games of all time. So that might be a good 10-year anniversary topic. I just dropped out again. Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. I bet I'm back now. I bet I'm back now.
Oh hey, you're back now.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that's what's happening. Is that it will just cut out if it goes into the background. I don't know why it's doing that.
I mean, do you have some sort of setting that like puts like applications to sleep if they're in the background or something?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know why would it do that.
Well, it seems odd that it's doing it now because like it wasn't before.
No, it was not. Ease attention, Chris. I'm gonna look at my settings after I'm done tonight.
Let's see, Discord voice. Disconnecting in background.
So what I'm doing now, if anyone cares, is I'm trying to grind for bolts. So
Grind them bolts.
So I'm trying to get, because this is a good place to grind for bolts. I have 234. And so this is a good place to get up to 999 bolts. Live troubleshooting sesh. Yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately.
Wow. Awesome.
What?
So the first like Reddit thread about this exact issue that I find is there's a post from like 2 months ago. This person was like, so I had the same issue starting a couple days ago, and I've Googled threads going back 5+ years, and not a single one has a solution other than it fixes itself eventually.
Oh, great.
Great. So one thing you could try, it may be that Windows is treating Discord as a lower priority app, and if that's the case, it'll like take away resources if it's in the background. So you could open up your task manager, go to details, right click on Discord, and then set priority and set it to above normal. That may fix it.
Let me take a look.
Or just set it to whatever the highest priority is. Yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying our live technical troubleshooting session.
Would it be in properties?
In the task manager?
Yeah.
Like if you hold on, I can do this at the same time.
Ooh.
So where the hell is Discord? So if you open up Discord, there's probably like several different threads.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably whatever the first one is that's called Discord, and then go to detail. Maybe it is just properties. Cool. Apparently, this is like a totally different setup than what the thing said, because of course. Resource values. Go to details.
Details.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Details. Yep. Okay, so go to details, and then the first entry for Discord that you see.
Yeah.
Right click that, and there should be a set priority, and then just hit it. I would put it to either high or above normal. See if that does anything.
Well, let me go to properties on the first one, by the way. So there's Discord. There's 3 drop downs. I go to properties. Isn't this fun, everybody? I go to details, and it just gives me property and values.
No, not in the properties.
Okay.
So in the task manager, do you have like the little tabs along the left?
I see.
Yeah, go to details.
Okay, I see.
And then find the first entry for Discord and right click that, and there should be a priority option.
I'm gonna put high. Change priority. End task. No, don't do that. Why is one taking up... Okay, the one that's taking up all the memory is me talking to you. I'm going to need to get more RAM. Why is Microsoft Edge running anything right now?
Because it's always there. Watching. Waiting.
No, go away. Shut down. What are you doing, Edge? Horrible.
What are you doing, Step Edge?
I mean, I heard Edge isn't actually that bad, but...
I mean, if I recall, I'm pretty sure Edge is just based on Chromium now, so it's essentially just Windows-flavored Google Chrome.
Edging sucks.
I mean, yeah, depends on your point of view. I know some people are real into that.
I am not.
You know? All right. Well, I guess let's see if that makes a difference. I don't know.
We'll see. If I lose you again, we'll know why. It's because it's full of a web of lies.
Yeah, I've been using Arc browser because they finally released a Windows version. I was in the beta for it, and they released 1.0 recently, but it was like a Mac exclusive browser for quite a while. But I like it. I like the way they have things laid out. So that is my current go-to for personal computer browsing. I use Chrome at work because we're Google Shop, so everything is Google, but...
I use Firefox. I want to go to Opera GX, but I just need to know if I can transfer over all my saved passwords and stuff like that. If I could do that, I go to Opera.
You can. I used GX for a while.
Okay. Why'd you stop?
Yeah. I think part of it was because it felt a little gimmicky. And also there were some compatibility issues that I had with it because we've gone like a full freaking 180 degrees from back when like the old days when websites were developed to specifically work with Internet Explorer and then would break if you used anything else, which was stupid. And as someone who was doing web development back then, was the bane of my existence. And then there's sort of like a middle ground for a while where it was like, oh, we're trying to standardize everything, and so things should all mostly work and cool. And then Chrome took over the friggin' planet. And so now we're at the other end of the spectrum where a lot of things are written to work specifically with Chromium browsers. And if you don't use that, like Firefox, for example, you potentially run into issues where like certain websites just straight up will not work correctly because reasons. It's
dumb.
annoying.
Yeah. By the way, glad to see that you're a wrestling fan too there, Tom. I got that reference. You use Netscape? People still use that? Please do not be joking.
Is Netscape Navigator even still like available?
I don't know. That's what I used as a kid. That was wasn't Netscape by Mozilla too?
Think so.
I think I should have 999 now. I'm retro. That is certainly retro. Okay, I got 999. I can stop fucking around now. Okay.
Huh. Yeah, so I was double checking this because I couldn't remember if there was a difference anymore, and there kind of isn't. So Chrome obviously is directly based on Chromium, whereas Opera GX is just like a modded version of the Opera browser, which in itself is based on Chromium. So it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen the other. Like,
yeah. Everything's Chromium.
Pretty much, yeah. With the exception of Firefox.
Real knows real. That's why I use Firefox.
You guys ever think about doing a Marvel-style roadmap about the games you're going to cover for the next 12 to 14 years? No.
We actually,
I mean, we do. Yeah. I say we do have them planned out for at least the next like year or so, but
not at this point because I've kind of slowed down.
True.
I'm trying to restrain myself. We do have an episode scheduled for like a year and a half from now because it's the 20th anniversary for an episode. It's also the sequel to now our most listened to episode of all time. Just came out of nowhere. So not 12 to 14, whatever. Yeah, I know. Did
amateurs.
Yeah. That'd be funny, like we put a game that comes out like next week on our roadmap. So Elden Ring, we're planning on Elden Ring. It's also fascinating too. Sometimes what our patrons nominate is really one of those instances where it's like, oh, that's super cool. That seems like an obvious one, but we just never got to it. Like we have Chrono Trigger coming up later this year because it was nominated. If, like Chrono Trigger wasn't nominated and didn't win the vote, I don't know when we do it. Because sometimes games are just so obvious we don't do them. Like we don't have a Super Mario World episode or a Super Metroid episode, or a Link to the Past, or Ocarina of Time. Like, we don't have those episodes. What's sad sack? Any plans to go woke and ruin the channel? Wait, what? I don't plan on it, I guess. I plan on...
Yeah, no.
What sad sack nominated that? I don't know. Some dog guy. You don't have Super Metroid because I hate the game? I mean, yeah. We all know what happened with Sonic 2 and Donkey Kong Country 2. Some people got very upset Hey, man, just asking. I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing. It's all good. No hate, no hate, no hate. Do you guys get death threats? Not yet. We're not that big. Man, the day I will never forgive you for dissing on Donkey Kong Country 3. Oh, that's too bad. Yet, exactly. Like, we are getting weird hate comments. I should not use this controller. Why have I not swapped this controller out yet? We need to change that. I mean, go for it, man. Why am I just riding this all the way up? We are starting to get weird comments in YouTube, so we're on our way there. I don't know. I mean, I just doubling back to Tom's comments, and I'm not hating, right? But I just want to know, like, I just find it funny. How are we gonna go woke? I thought, I don't know. I would think some people think we already are, knowing the internet, or maybe we like anti woke. One of the two. I don't know which one we are. I don't try to be either, really. It's just like the internet's such a wild place right now. You're a poopy bump and you stink. Thank you. Where's that go? How do I get down there? Not a bot, just making a joke how fucking silly everything is. I never said... No, I don't think you're a bot. I never said you were a bot. You're perfectly fine. I agree. Things are goofy.
That wasn't even the first thing that crossed my mind. Is that,
no.
I guess is that an issue? I guess it is. I don't know.
Bots going up to random YouTube channels and asking, "Are you guys woke?" I'm just gonna start saying, "Yeah." Oh, Lord. I'll get my butt kicked. Haha. I'm woke and broke.
Well, I mean, I hear that is what happens.
So if you get broke, do you go woke?
No, I don't think it works both ways.
Oh, so if you get...
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't mean like an Elon bot. I just meant like a brain dead Reddit person. Oh, okay. I go on Twitter too often, so I never know. The chunk shield. Is that gonna... We need that sponsorship, Shane. We need to be sponsored by the Junk Shield.
I thought you said Chunk Shield.
That too.
It's like, that chungus.
Gotta protect my balls.
Shield me with the chungus.
That's like it's like Bugs Bunny.
It is.
Any thoughts on Gears E-Day?
Say what? What?
A new Gears of War game came out, or is being announced.
I
haven't played.
Part of the Xbox thing today.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I watched
I didn't
Summer
either.
Games Fest, and I was it was okay. The Power Rangers game was the one I was hyped for. And then, like, I came home from work today because I worked, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wake up. And by the time I woke up, the event was over. Oh, it's a prequel to Gears. Oh, that's good. Oh, they announced a new Doom game too.
I did see that. That looks badass.
Yeah, I figured you'd know about that one. Apparently, like, the showcase was really good, which is good news for Microsoft, because everyone was saying how they're going to die. So, good for them. They're not going to die. And a new Life is Strange game for all our friends that like Life is Strange. I'm not
Still
one of
have
them,
yet
but-
to play any of those.
Yeah, same. Ooh, good question from Wolfman there. Maybe I should get into play Doom 16. Yeah.
Yes, you should. It's really good. Thoughts on the Silent Hill 2 remake? Yeah, it's a fucking travesty.
Go on.
Dude, everything I've seen so far is they're doing that whole bullshit thing again of like, well, you know, we really want to remake this game for modern audiences. That's like, as soon as I hear that, I'm just like, cool, I'm out. Like, and from what I've seen of it so far, like their take on some of the character models, unnecessary, total garbage. And here's the thing. Agreed that not every game needs to be remade. I don't think Silent Hill 2 needed to be remade.
No.
I still think it's fine as is. It
I
still
agree.
looks real good today.
I agree.
There's no reason. But if you're going to do that, do not fuck with it. There's no reason to change anything.
I agree.
It's fine. Give it a shiny new coat of paint. Maybe some, like, you know, modern quality of life improvements here and there. But other than that, leave it the fuck alone. Yeah, it is a masterpiece. This is going to backfire in the worst way possible, because what I've seen from what they've been doing so far, I don't like being hyperbolic, but they're ruining it. They're straight up ruining it. I will not be buying it, first of all. I will not be supporting that. And I don't think you should either. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know what? It's your life, it's your money. You support what you want to support. But yeah, that ain't it, man, at all. Oh, ooh, another fun one, because this is again that brain dead crap about like, oh, we need to do this for modern audiences because, you know, this was just insensitive or whatever at the time. They purposefully desexualized Maria.
That's my biggest problem.
I'm like, do you have any idea why she's even like that? Maybe because it's a critical part of the story? Like,
so
this tells me that whoever is working on this doesn't actually know jack shit about the game, or if they do, they don't care, or maybe both. Exactly. Did you guys even play the game? Exactly. Like the fact that they were just like, oh, this is inappropriate. We should not be sexualizing these female characters. That's not right. That's the whole idea of that character. It's a manifestation from his brain. It's representative of very important, critical pieces of his psyche.
yeah,
And the fact that they don't know that blows my mind.
it's yeah, he's in purgatory.
My God. Yes. I 100% have no interest. Like when I heard that they were doing that, I was like, all right, you know, might be good. Could be cool to have a updated version that I guess looks better or whatever, but sure. And then the more I've been hearing about it, I'm just like, nope, they're ruining it, just like everything else. Just like Disney has done a fantastic job of making everything have a chick and be lame and gay.
Have you watched Star Wars Acolyte yet, then, Shane?
Hell no.
Okay. Also, don't know if it's sexist for noticing while watching it, but it seemed like 90% of the games coming out at female protagonists.
No, it's not sexist. You're 100% correct.
I mean, you can notice
and
that.
The thing is, well, it's not sexist to notice it, but you're also correct. Like, and that's the thing, is that we live in a culture now where you will get shouted down and ostracized for pointing these things out, that there are these like massive over course corrections, as you call it, which I 100% agree with. It's part of the issue with, like I said, with places like Disney, where they're just shoehorning this garbage, their specific social agenda, into everything they make with zero actual sensible reason as to why. And then we end up with absolute trash. And that's what we've been getting, is absolute trash for years now. And unfortunately, I don't see it changing unless there's a major like backlash to all of it, which there's been some, but I don't see them making any effort to change course at all. So no, I don't think so. I think you're 100% correct.
All right. So for my thoughts on Silent Hill 2, I think I'm going to be a little bit more gracious than Shane here, and he's going to hate it. I'm cautious when it comes to the modern audiences. I wait to see what they do. I think what you said about Maria is 100% correct. It doesn't even look like Mary. That's the weirdest thing. Like, her face model doesn't look like her. Like, nothing like her. So that's what's weird about that. And yeah, now the people are like, Angela isn't sexy enough. That's weird. That's fucking weird, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, that wasn't really I don't think that was the intention necessarily.
No.
For that character, so sure. Yeah.
So like that's the thing, is that's a little bit weird to me. It's like not every single character is like some woke nonsense, right? The Maria thing is concerning, and we don't know how the game's going to play out or what they changed or how things have altered. But what it does say is they probably don't understand the concept of Pyramid Head if they don't understand the concept of Maria, which is very on brand for what Konami is doing. Which means, yeah, this game is probably going to be a complete unbridled disaster. Just because they don't understand it. Especially, what also concerned me is in that interview, they said that they are going to take elements of the story and expand upon it. What? Like, expand upon what?
We definitely needed to do that.
Like, what are you expanding upon? My main issue is this very loud minority making noise about the stuff aren't really gamers. They're activists who couldn't make it in real journalism. I think that's true, man. Like, I don't want to shit on people. I'm trying really hard not to shit on people because I don't know them. I don't know what's going through their mind. And
that's
they probably
fine. I'll
like
shit on them.
I know you. You mean you have. And I have in the past too, man. Like I'm
okay, listen, man. When you have game dev shops purposefully going and hiring third-party agencies to review their game's content and scripts to make sure that they are hitting all of the current, like, hot button acceptable, in air quotes, like, social agenda points, that's a problem. Like, I'm sorry, that's a problem.
I'm changing my
controller, and then you end up with all of this like milk toast, middle of the road at best, just garbage, or it goes in the opposite direction. It goes way too far into, let's have every single game have to have some sort of quota of diversity of characters, and like making sure that we're touching on all of these current socioeconomic like talking points, and it doesn't have to happen. That's not necessary in every case. And to Tom's earlier point, I 100% agree with you. But here's the difference about like Lara Croft and Joanna Dark and those characters. Those are fantastic characters. I'm not here saying that you cannot have a strong female protagonist. You absolutely can. We've had plenty. I mean, Ripley from Aliens, perfect example. Okay. But the difference is that those are well written, rounded, and flawed characters. They are human. And the issue with a lot of the air quotes strong female protagonist characters that are being written now is that they are 100% Mary Sue's, because heaven forbid a female protagonist is portrayed to have any sort of flaw, any sort of drawback at all, because then that's interpreted as, well, they're not strong, they're not capable. And that's patently false. That's not true. Human beings are flawed, and it's not only okay, it's 100% acceptable and should be the norm to have characters and protagonists especially that can absolutely be strong but have a well-rounded, personality. Like, that's part of the reason that we have so many heroes that we do like and that have endured for so long, is because though they are heroic and they are strong and they do great things, they also are very much human and have flaws specific to them, and that's okay. So it's not even that like I have the issue with there being an over representation of female characters. Though I will say that I think that pendulum has swung a little far in that direction in some cases. But it's my issue really is the lazy writing, I think. And it could go either way. It could be female, it could be male character, it doesn't matter. Writing a character like that's just like, oh, I'm instantly good at everything and I have the answer to every problem and I am basically invincible and I have zero character flaws. That's not a strong character. That's just bad writing. So, anyway.
Yeah. I have to figure out what game I was going to play, because when I was going to change my controller because I was having difficulties, the what is it? The emulator crashed. So, that was cool. That was fun. I think I'm going to go play some Symphony. But to kind of counter, see Mad Max Fury Road, Max, literally character in the story, is named after his riding shotgun the whole time, and he has to be saved every 10 minutes. But it was a good movie. I get what your point is. I'm not... Yeah, it's a Mad Max movie not starring Mad Max. It's a little weird. But still, I mean, is the movie good? And I'm not to downplay that point. But no, to really get at what Shane is saying... Yeah, if the characters... And this is kind of what my problem is when it comes to this entire identity politics shit. We'll play some Symphony. Where is it? Is like if you're, and you can even go back to like our episodes back in 2015. When what is it we were talking about? It was in the news that what is it called? I'm gonna have to get the app up on my phone so I can read the chat, because it's probably gonna go into full screen. Like they're adding a trans character in one of the Assassin's Creed games, and my position was then, as it is now, like, actually make them a character. Don't just add a character in there to say, hey, look at us, we have a character that's trans in here, pat us on the fucking back.
We checked the box.
Yeah, we checked a box. Or like, hey, like, we're making a character, and where we're going to start off on is this is a female character and work from there. Like, I think that makes a bad scenario where, hey, like, create a character, and then based on those personality traits, you can assign how that character is, how they perform, how they identify, who they are. And I think a lot of that is lost. Like, even go back to now, Symphony's not launching for whatever fucking reason. Like, you go back to like a story like The Invisible Man, which is what is it? It's a character, like he's a black man, and the reason he's invisible is because society doesn't see him, and that's why it's important that he is like a black person in that story, especially for the time period. Like, that's how that story has to work. But if you just say, okay, we're going to make a black character, and that's their main identity throughout the story, and just not really go on beyond that, then like you're just making a character to virtue signal. And I think, I don't know, it's not saying like I'm opposed to any character of any identity, but like just don't say like that's the main feature of your game, or that's the main feature of their character. Their core concept is their identity, and that's what defines them. And
well, isn't it?
Should be more than
honestly,
that.
I would think that would be isn't that insulting?
I
would think. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Like, I feel like that would be insulting to that community, right? Like, that if characters are being just inserted into shows for just the sake of like, oh well, they identify as this, and we're checking a box, you know, because we want to cover all of the diversity requirements. That's incredibly reductive to reduce a character or a person to just that one single aspect of who they are. And again, I don't know, but I feel like I would imagine that would be insulting, because it's like, no, we're people. We have other traits, and to reduce them to just this one thing, I don't know. I feel like it does the opposite of what these companies think it does.
Yeah. Now what you're talking to the Sweet Baby Inc. thing, and like major corporations and maybe some indies getting like independent consultants coming in and doing that. If that's the vision of what the creator wants to do with their art and how they want to manipulate that, that's on them. But at the same time, you know, people have a right to be like, I don't, if you're doing this, like, I might be disinterested in the game. I think that's incredibly up to them. Like, no one owes you their fan service, right? No one owes you anything, really. But also at the same time, if that's what you want to do as a developer, you have the right to do that. And if people are interested, then they're interested. If they're not, they're not. And if there's a pattern of you continuously going to this one consulting firm and it results in low quality, then people have a right to be like, you know what, I don't want to buy games from people who work with you anymore. I think that's completely reasonable. I do think that both sides kind of overplayed their hand over all of it in terms of their reaction or what they come out and what they say. But there will always be the option to purchase games that are not being worked with those people, and if that's what you want to do, you absolutely have the right to do that. And that's kind of where my mind is. Like, at some point, like, the market's going to correct itself. People are going to know what games work for them and what games do not, and that's going to be reflected in what is successful and what it isn't. And if the majority of people want those kind of games, those are the games that people are going to buy. Whether or not I like them is irrelevant. It's just, that's what's going to exist. And the thing is, if that a ton of games come out with female protagonists for the sake of being female protagonists, and they sell well, then you're going to get more of them. If they don't sell well, then inevitably at some point, because yes, it does feel like it's a little forced right now, and I think that's what you're getting at too, is like, we're just having female protagonists for the sake of having female protagonists. Okay, fine. Let's see how that works out. And if they don't sell and the market dips, and there's a variety of factors why the market is dipping right now anyway, but then they're going to go back to more traditional male protagonists. And if that doesn't work, then they're going to have to reinvent the way they think about how they define a game anyway. So I think we're somewhere in between that. I have a lot of similar concerns to you, but I think, like, I'm trying, in my mindset, I'm trying to not get too upset about it, because a lot of things can be clouded one way or another. But yeah, I do think there does need to be better writing. I do think there's a lack of creativity. And overall, I just think, just let artists be artists. I think a lot of this is, you know, created by some boardroom of people who don't make games, don't understand art, and they're just trying to appeal to a demographic they don't truly understand. And when you get
Yeah.
that, you don't get real art, and you don't know what's being prevented because everything's being dictated by boardroom, and none of us want that. And I don't care how a game is, or what the themes are or whatever, as long as that's the genuine vision of the creator. That's all I care about.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I think that's the thing is like it's always I feel like it's always a fine line having these discussions like this because like it can very easily be taken as, oh well, you just don't want those characters to be in the media you consume.
Yeah, it's an easy and lazy criticism. Yeah, of course, yes.
Right, but I'm like, no. I mean, I'm sure there are some people that are like that, but I mean,
Yeah,
for me,
absolutely.
that's not it at all. Like I don't honestly, I don't care, and I think that's the thing. It's like I don't care if there are if it's a female character, gay, straight, bi, whatever. I literally don't care. As long as it's good. If the writing is good, the characters are written well, the story compelling, I'll be there for it. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is it's not that I don't want these specific types of characters. It's that I'm tired of these specific types of characters being lazily inserted into places with no reason. Like I think that's the problem. Like
Yeah.
if they were truly like well-written characters, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
No.
Because right, and like what Tom was saying, like, yeah, I'll play any game with a female protagonist, but I'm not gonna just because it's a female protagonist, and I think that's
Exactly.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you're talking about like going back to more traditional like male protagonists, and that's true that the majority was that. But again, I go back to things like Ripley. That was in the 80s.
It's a while ago.
She's a fantastic female protagonist.
Well, what about Rogue One? Like, Rogue One's my favorite Star Wars movie.
Sure.
That is not a male protagonist.
Right.
It's a fantastic movie with fantastic
Yeah.
characters and with a fantastic story. Even though you know how it's going to end.
Sure, yeah.
But when it comes down to it, like I think again, going back to like the shows that we had back in 2015 when we were like recording out of your room and drinking craft beer. Like I think I even complained about, and I think you were in agreement, like there's a little fatigue in the like super gruff male buzz cut protagonist for a very long time, because that was like every fucking game.
Oh, yeah.
And people got tired of it. And I can understand. I mean, if like you were a kid back then 10 years ago, if you were like 10 years old and that was every single game, then you're probably, I mean, these people are developers now. Like 15-year-olds 10 years ago, these are the developers now writing stories. And they're like, that's all I had back then, and I want to see something different. It's also, that's also what it also comes down to, is who's becoming developers. Like, who's getting into the game space. Because if you're not getting the best writers creating games, or maybe you are, it's just like, these are the people that you have in there right now, and that's the product you're going to get. And it could just be us being old, too, Just, these games aren't our video games anymore. And yeah, there's something to be said for that. But yeah, I mean, you look at Blooper Team, going back, kind of bringing this back around to Silent Hill 2. It's like, it's quite evident by the way that you're designing these characters, you don't quite understand what the game was about. So what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Or who's telling you to do this? Or do you just not care? Like, are you as artists, is this fine with you? And where's the original creators of Silent Hill 2? Like, what are they saying? What are they thinking? Are you in contact with them? If this is so important to your, like, to be faithful to the recreation, how much contact are you having with the original creators to get their input on the plot? Because say what you will, like Game of Thrones, that gets a lot of shit, right? For the final season. At least they went to George R.R. Martin and was like, hey, like, how do you want this to end? Like, they were in contact with him. Now, is George R.R. Martin happy with the final product? I have no idea. I'm sure he's happy with his paycheck. And doesn't seem to be too concerned about getting a final product. But at least he was consulted. Be like, is this how the story's supposed to end? Allegedly. And they're like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to happen. Praise Saturn and Mega Man. Absolutely. Mega Man died. I don't think I've done any RFRs on Mega Man games. Or else I'd play some Mega Man music here.
Yeah, say we've been busy talking about this, but what's going on with your emulator?
I'm playing Symphony right now. Oh, wait.
It hasn't been on the screen for like 20 minutes.
Oh. I thought it was.
No.
Oh, well.
We haven't been seeing gameplay at all. We've just been talking this whole time.
Isn't this the best stream, everybody? This is why we don't ask for your memberships. Just so you understand. At least have you been getting the good YouTube, the good Outlook music, Outrun music.
All right. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed our soapboxing.
Right.
Or maybe you didn't. I don't know.
That could be considered controversial in some circles.
Well, yes, that is true.
George R. R. Martin.
I just don't think it's controversial to just want good writing. I don't think that's a big ask.
I mean, a lot of the framing is toxic. Let's be real.
Yeah.
A lot of the framing is definitely toxic. Like, there's good faith people. I could tell you're arguing in good faith. Let me get out of here. Song selection. Okay. Let me get... But, like, there's people... How do I get out of here? Exit. Okay, so I can... Okay, so I'm going to... Maybe Symphony. Well, I've done Symphony before, so... I'm just going to exit Symphony. It doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, that doesn't want to cooperate either. What is going on? Should just exit. Alright, task manager. Damn it. Nothing wants to go my way tonight. Where's my mouse?
Oh my god. Is your computer dying?
I think
so. What is happening?
Oh god. I don't know what's going on, man.
I mean, you're still streaming, so I guess there's that.
I mean, there is that. I'm gonna have to stop the stream. What's going on?
Ooh. You know, they Twitch heard what we were talking about, and they initiated the remote kill switch.
Jesus, what is going on? I don't know why my mouse isn't showing up.
They're on to us.
How do I say so? How do I end it with a keyboard? Is it Shift E? That's not it. That's to the bottom.
Wait, Are you just trying to close a window?
Because my mouse, I can't use my mouse to end it. I'm in the task manager, and I can't use the mouse to drag down to get the fucking bar.
Well, Alt F4 will close a window. Will like kill the program.
Oh,
Unless it's like hardcore frozen.
it seems like it's hardcore frozen.
All right, time to hard reboot the computer. Hey kid, I'm a